Everyone. Today I want to talk about rules. Now, who of you thinks that rules are simply restricting? I'm sure many of you do, and maybe you're thinking of a certain rule right now that you feel is completely restricting you. But I want you to think differently about certain rules. Sure, man-made rules can be rather restricting at times. And maybe someone put those rules in place to suppress others. I'm not talking about those rules, but rather the rules God put in place. Think about it. God loves us and cares for us. So why would he want to restrict us? It doesn't make sense. But it does when you look at those rules from a different perspective. Because they are not restricting, they are protecting us. For a rule to be fair, it needs to apply to everyone equally. I mean, sure, there are rules in place for women that are not in place for men and vice versa, where it just makes sense to only apply to men or only apply to women, or rules in the office that obviously only apply to those who are in the office, or at school, in restaurants, in public, you name it. But either way, a rule that affects a group of people should apply to everyone equally. Because otherwise, it shouldn't even be there. If it only applies to part of the group it's made for, then it shouldn't be in place, because those who it doesn't apply for, they will take advantage of it. But rules don't need to be restricting. They are there to protect us. And a good example for that are the 10 Commandments. If you want, then I will do a deep dive into each one of them and why exactly it is there, and how it is protecting and helping us to get closer to God. And don't see rules as purely restrictions. Think about a rule and why it makes sense for that rule to be there. We all live by certain rules, because I imagine you either consciously or subconsciously live by a certain set of rules. Because basically, a routine you have is a kind of rule for you. Because you follow that routine every day, or perhaps every week or month, depending on what it is. That is a kind of rule, but you don't feel like your routines are restricting, right? On top of that, think about the laws of physics. I mean, gravity is a sort of rule, and it prevents you from just floating off. So you don't find that restricting, or do you? Similarly, when driving somewhere, there are rules for that. And sure, they keep you in the place you need to be in, but it also keeps others there. Because if no one followed those rules, well, that would put everyone in danger. Say you're crossing the road at a traffic light. Well, when it's green for you, it's red for those who go in the other direction. So when you see the light being green, you know it is safe for you to cross. But if someone ran that red light that was on right then, you wouldn't be safe, or would you? And it's similar with many other rules. Sure, they apply to us, but they apply to everyone else as well. Thus, they are protecting us. They're protecting everyone. A society simply doesn't work without rules, because then there will be someone who take advantage of that situation, who has more power than others, and who would use that power against them. That is also a big reason why laws need to be enforced. Because if there was a law that there was no consequence for breaking that law, many would simply break it or act like it's not even there. So, while we don't like rules, all the punishments that come with them, they're really there to protect us. Now, I'm not saying that's true for every rule, because some rules can definitely be very restricting. Especially if someone says that they put the rule in place, we all need to follow it, but for some reason that rule doesn't apply to them. And in the case of dictators, well, that happens quite often. But when you think about the rules God put in place, I want you to look at them differently, because we know God cares for us. God loves us. He wouldn't want to restrict us simply to restrict us. He cares for us. So he wants to protect us. He wants to help us. And those rules that he made, they are there for just that reason. Because really, some of them are about keeping us happy, joyful. Some of them are there to protect us. So think about them that way. And God bless you.